Yazda documentation team has been present since day one to observe and support the families during the first excavation in Kocho, and are really happy about the collaboration between UNITAD and the Iraqi forensic teams. We remain available to the families to answer all their questions concerning this excavation, but also the next excavations. And we also commit not to publish any pictures of the excavation, and we ask all our partners and all the observers to do the same.
أدبينا فريق مشتركة دول عراقية أممية متناسقة بيغرا قالك برشارو أول بيشاهدنا كرن شاوا ويفاكن برنامج جوان ويشلو بما سؤال همو شكلي ماجي كرنو أم قاشتنا قناعتك أنه فريق دس بيبقى بشغله فريق وينهض شغله ويدرتينه أمش شعملي واند رادينا مدبينن تنسيقه كان نيفوان وعراقيا وجهودي واني مشكورة ثقة ما فيها يا بقهنا حقيقتي.
أعمال تجري بشكل منسق ومرتب ووفقا للمعايير الدولية، وهذا ما أشاد به فريق التحقيق الدولي. طبعا تم استكمال كافة الإجراءات الخاصة بأعمال البحث والتنقيب ورفع كافة الرفات والأدلة، ومن ثم إرسالها إلى دائرة الطب العدلي في بغداد لإجراء الفحوصات المختبرية وإجراء المطابقة وتحديد هوية الضحايا. كما تم توثيق كافة الأدلة التي تم إحرازها أو ضبطها في مسرح الجريمة لغرض إعداد كافة الملفات القانونية تمهيدا لإحالتها إلى المحاكم المختصة. اليوم تتم عمليات إجراء نهائية تتمثل بأخذ قراءات إلى موقع مسرح الجريمة وإعداد المرتسمات والمخططات، إضافة إلى عمليات غربلة للتراب الذي تم رفعه من موقع الجريمة للتأكد من خلو هذه الأتربة من بقية العظام أو الأدلة.
The work is doing well. We are using forensic archaeology, crime scene investigation to protect, document the evidence and the bodies found. We need to analyze the remains. In spite, we have some personal belongings and clothes. A scientific identification is to use all the information we have from the bodies and to compare that information with the data provided by families of the people disappeared. To identify means to compare information provided about the person when was alive, sex, age, status, injuries in the body, dental information, DNA, clothing, personal belongings, with information we have analyzing the bodies. So we need to see what kind of information we have from the families and to start the process of analysis. Next week we'll start the analysis of the remains. The Iraqi colleagues were at their UNITAD observation. We will produce a forensic report about cause of death identification, and then will be up to the authorities to release once the bodies are identified to the families. I think we have to be careful about expectations. The identification takes a long time. It's not just to take a sample of DNA automatically you have identification. It's much more complex like that. We need to use all the information available. We need to have families if we compare. I think it's important for the families and to everyone understand it's going to take time. It was impossible to predict how long, but for the families to be sure, the analysis will start very soon the next week. We will follow up the process, and of course the families can ask all the time they need to how it's going the process, and we hope to have results, but it's impossible to say when.
This was the first exhumation in Sinjar. It was the first time that UNITAD, that was being deployed for the purpose of supervising a process, realizing that we have to build criminal cases as part of a independent investigation. So we spent quite a lot of time. I came up a couple of times before Christmas, and in January I met the local leaders here, some of the survivors, their families. I spoke to them about the process to make sure that they were aware of what the process was, that we were leading to a criminal investigation with a bid to the Security Council resolution, furtherance to the Security Council resolution, and the various steps that we have to take in order for that criminal investigation to meet international standards. One of the aspects, of course, is that the exhumation is an important part, but a relatively small part of a large investigation that is required to ensure proper accountability for those that are most responsible in Daesh for the crimes that have taken place all over Iraq, not just in Kocho but in Sinjar and elsewhere against all communities, and also to manage expectations. It's very important for me as the head of the investigative team to have candor with the different communities in Iraq, including the Yazidi community here in Sinjar, that there's no guarantee that we will identify all the remains. Well, the process, as I said before, I'm delighted. I think they've done very well. I think there's been very good cooperation with the United Nations, with the firstly I will say the survivors' families, with the village, the sheikh that is here. They've been tremendously kind and generous in allowing us to be here and dealing with us at all times in a way that is very helpful. And I think that's the first thanks that we owe. As far as the federal government, as I said, everything has gone very well. The process has met, in my view, so far, international standards. As far as how long it'll take, we'll do our very best. I never give guarantees or undertakings or even a general assessment. One of the reasons we spent so much time with the victims' communities is to manage expectations. Our job is not to rush against the clock. It is to realize people have been waiting, but also that the imperative is to do proper investigations, so whatever are the results, the community and any court can have confidence that those results are credible and are capable of withstanding any test in any court in any country of the world. At all times people have been able to come, observe, pray, and every day at 11 o'clock I've made myself available to answer questions from not just yourself from Yazda, but there's no preference for any NGO community, not Yazda. Other NGOs have been here, families have been here, the Sheikh and other people that are resident in Kocho are here, and we've made ourselves available every day to answer those questions so that they will know generally what we're doing, why we're doing, and what are the next steps. And I think really for that I thank Yazda, I thank the Sheikh, and I thank all the other NGOs that are here, because we have to be together on this.
صراحة قلق بزحمة بو زيدة بزحمة بو وقت فكرين البام وقت ويروجا فكرين وقت ديساني نوصل مكر بو داعش وسرية دي جيفا مدفي مثلا بعوائلة كوچو موجود وهمات في هادبانا فكرن بري في وقتك يجي بزوترين وقت يعني بجيبو بانا خدانة عائلة زاني بانا عائلة واني شهيدة بيقاشت بانا بحقيقته وكيشكي مفقودة هذا والله يعني ما قلق غادينا فريقي دولي وفريق عراقي شارك تنسيقا النيف بنا وانده شغلي وان قلقي باشا وامجد متابعين امجي مستمرت موجودنا البالو عائلة قلق اجي زار وكا دزارونا عيالا ويا ايضا شهيدة امجد خوازن حقي وان وندان نبي يعني